Excited for 116 degrees? Basketball's indoors.
Something like that. I heard it was like record, like it's the hottest that city's ever been like a couple of days ago, whatever it was. So yeah, that's exciting. Thankfully we're playing indoor sports, so I'm not worried about it.
What are your thoughts as far as you guys have gotten together here? Obviously you've got some good practice in you. You ready to play something else?
Yeah, for sure. It's been awesome getting to know everybody, just kind of coming together as a team, kind of bouncing around and trying to figure each other out, figure out each other's games, where we all fit in, and I think it's going to be a great opportunity, and hopefully we can go all the way.
Is it extra cool for you to wear the Nuggets jersey for Christian? Who's more excited kind of about this all process?
Any jersey I think would be great, but being here with Christian, like you said, is obviously special, getting to put this on and just kind of follow in his footsteps, so to say. He's kind of paved the way. We're really proud of everything he's done, and it's special. It's a great opportunity.
What was your experience like when just look at your bio and stuff, the fact that you guys were able to play together, win state championship? I mean, it had to be just a tremendous highlight, not just to do that, but to do that with a sibling.
Yeah, it's fun. We kind of grew up playing against each other all the time, competing, and kind of built that competitiveness up. But once we kind of got to high school, like you said, we're on the same team. And now every time we go back home, we play. We're always on the same team, kind of playing together. I think that's more fun that way. But it's been fun. It's really, really special to have a guy play at that high level and kind of live his dream.
Other sports you guys play against each other too, and how competitive things get. Who was good at the other?
It didn't matter what sport it was. We could whoever finished dinner fastest. It was a competition for everything we did. Basically.
For those who are more familiar with his game, what about yours? Give us the scouting report here.
I think just versatility, just being able to do a little bit of everything on the court, whatever's asked of me. It might not be flashy, but I think making winning plays, even if you're not making shots or you kind of being the loudest player out there, just being able to make winning plays on both ends of the floor.
What are some of the final points of emphasis here before you guys head to Vegas for
It's just competing and playing hard. That's kind of bottom line. We don't have a lot of time to put too much stuff in, so it's just a matter of playing hard and playing, having fun and playing together.
What advice has Christian given you about this opportunity and about being here?
Just to go play hard and leave it all out there. When he did it, we went out there and watched him, and he had a lot of fun. But at the same time, like coach has been saying, it's a business trip. So I think winning at this level is kind of what stands out the most to coaches and to organizations. So we're just going to go out there and win, and that's kind of what Christian said too.
Who's the most competitive person in your family?
My mom. Not even close. You guys kind of see Christian get fired up sometimes, but never like my mom.
So when you guys would play one-on-one, would your mom watch? What was that experience?
No, most of the time she just kind of throw a ball out there and watch us go at it. There wasn't much splitting us up. It was kind of figure it out, may the best man win.
Have you been in touch with Christian after each of these practices?
A little bit. He's on vacation right now, so I try to stay out of his hair, let him enjoy his downtime. But he's just kind of picked his brain. He's asked me a couple times, how's it going? Just nothing new, but nothing really too serious.
Yeah. Is he going to be in Vegas or still on vacation?
I think he plans to. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be the first game or what, but I think he's going to spend some time out there.
Very cool. Are there any favorite Christian stories from growing up?
I think just watching him. I don't know if it's been told, but he was a big KU guy always growing up, and I've been asked a couple times, were you disappointed he didn't go to Mizzou with you? And I was like, honestly, I didn't think there was any chance he would go to Mizzou because he was a Kansas guy through and through. So just kind of watching him live his dream at every level and following his journey, I think is something that I'm really proud of, and I think we're all really proud of.
You said it was a contest to see who could eat dinner fastest. Who did eat dinner fastest?
Not me. I'm the slowest eater out there, but Christian, he's pretty fiery too. He takes pride in winning, no matter what it is. So he probably got me in most of that stuff.
So when we talked to him after the T-Ball series, he was as down as we've ever seen him. What was it like? Did you see him at his highs of highs and lows of lows of that?
Yeah, I tried to call him afterwards. We normally talk after every game or whatever because I watch them all. But I tried to call him. He didn't answer, so I was like, all right, I'm kind of let it cool down. Tried to call him the next day. He still didn't answer. I'm like, well, at this point, I hope he's okay. And then my mom was like, I think he's going to come in town Friday or something like that. And I didn't hear from him until he got into town. So I think he took it pretty personally. I think it kind of hurt him a lot, especially how much he's won at every level. So I think he wants to win it every single year he plays. He wants to win every game he plays. So he was definitely down after that, and hopefully he's going to have a big offseason and step into a bigger role. And hopefully they can go back and we'll watch him in the finals again.
Take you back a year. How funny was it to watch him at the parade?
It was awesome. He's he's definitely a work hard, play hard kind of guy, and he deserved it. You know, it's winning at literally the highest level. You're the world champion, so he had the right to go celebrate a little bit.
Do you hate losing as much as he does?
I do. I kind of just love playing the game. It might not be as fiery and screaming out there like Christian is, but yeah, I think it's definitely, you don't want your man to score on you. You want to win every possession.
Is there a time you've beaten him in something that you're most proud of, whether it's basketball at home or something?
There's definitely some things. I think I'm more proud of my golf game. I think it's way better than his.
Okay.
This summer came back, and I thought we'd maybe have some competition, but I think I got him by a mile in golf, so I'm definitely going to hold that over his head.
Will he agree with that? Or
He'll definitely agree with that. He won't fight you over that. He'll probably go out there and try his best, but I don't think he'll be able to do it.
Thank you. Good luck.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
Good to see y'all, man.
We had the blue jersey on there today. Were there some starter reps for you?
Just trying to be an energy guy for us and help out shoot the ball when I can't help pick out. So pretty comfortable with those guys just from playing in Grand Rapids last year. So just want to help them out when I can. So.
How much has your dad told you about this experience?
It's honestly pretty fresh for the both of us just because new arena he played in. I don't remember what it used to be called actually, but they were actually in the process of building this by the time he was leaving. But even just walking through the locker room, seeing his picture on the wall and everything like that was a cool experience. So can't complain for sure.
What has he told you about Summer League and how to take advantage of this opportunity?
I was with Detroit last year for Summer League, so I feel like I got my feet wet a little bit there. And then at least going into it now, playing in the G League last year, just feeling a lot more experienced, a lot more comfortable in my spots, and just ready to go attack and compete. So.
What do you expect to bring to this team in Vegas?
Just shooting the ball. That's my calling card, but obviously just being a defender. Even like I said with those guys in Grand Rapids coming down last year, just being able to help them out in all the ways that obviously they're going to carry a lot of the scoring load, a lot of the ball handling, a lot of the playmaking and everything like that. So just try to pick my spots and help them out when I can.
Similarities and differences between your dad's game and your game?
He played in the 90s and he was more of a 4, and he's way high above the rim in a way that I am not. I would say I can shoot better. I think he would agree. But he's playing a lot more out of the post. He's more of a hook shot guy, dunking and blocking shots and everything like that. I'll kind of stay more in the three-point line a little bit more so.
How the one-on-one games go? I'm sure there's been a few of those.
He's a little bit older now, so just can't keep up a little bit. But in the post, he's still as solid as ever. So we when I was in high school, we actually used to play the Ellis Family Jam once a year at Christmas time, and that's the only time he would play it every year. So
competitive?
He used to get to the hook shot a lot. The hook shot was still going in, and corner three is still going in for sure. So he's more of a tennis guy nowadays, though. It's his cardio. So.
How's your tennis? Can you take him to tennis?
Every time I'm home, we play every Tuesday, Thursday. So we go to our little South End Racket Club. My grandma, she put me in tennis lessons when I was like 3 years old. So that's been honestly even more than basketball. We're a tennis family first. So
So he's got bragging rights on the tennis court.
For sure. The more of a finesse guy, you would think he's more of a power guy, but way more finesse around the net and everything like that. So
Do you ever go back and watch like any of his film from the 90s?
Oh yeah. I think there's been a couple like mixtapes on YouTube, and he obviously doesn't watch that stuff. We all just crack up about it because even him and his personality now is just such a humble guy. You would never know he even played in the NBA. People always ask him, "Did you play basketball?" He's like, "Yeah, I played in college." But even during COVID, just going through, we had time to just go through all the old tapes, so even being able to see his games against Michael Jordan, the Bulls teams, they had really big rivalries out here, and then so got to see a lot of those games. So had a lot of fun doing that.
That's cool.
When you're done on the court, will you try to do this little play-by-play color stuff as well?
People always ask me that, and I think being at Grand Can, I got used to being in front of a camera a little bit, but I think he has kind of an elegancy with him that I don't necessarily think I have. But I don't know, maybe I won't turn it down. We'll see.
What was your relationship like growing up with him? Was he dad? Was he coach? Was he both?
Really, by the time that I was of age to like really know what was going on, he was retired, so I was kind of out of the whole hoopla of being an NBA kid and all that. He was really just a retired father at that point, but I think by the time I had really got to middle school, I actually remember in the summer before 8th grade, I just told him like, I really want to take basketball serious and actually really go for it. And then we always just had a really good relationship that we always call it coach hat and dad hat. We kind of switch in between roles pretty well. So at times it kind of has to be a little bit more stern when we're talking business, but off the court he's just a loving dad as well. So really good balance there for sure.
Week full of practices and scrimmages. Who or what has stood out to you about this experience?
I think just the way the organization, just their standards here. I think it's a fun organization to be a part of because they value the right things. They're very big on culture, and I think that's why I'm excited to be here because it's part of what I do best. But just really honored to be here. Obviously, the family ties. It's a really big blessing to be a part of this organization. But just happy to be here. That's all.
excited about the opportunity in Vegas too, playing against other teams to kind of show yourself.
Absolutely, yeah. I think, like I said, after my first year in the G League, just feeling a lot more comfortable. Started our last 6 games of the year and was playing pretty good ball and closed the season. So at least going into this offseason, just had a way better feel for who I was as a player at the pro level. And then really just a really focused offseason. So yeah, going into summer league, just looking forward to the opportunity to be able to compete against really high-level guys and to show what we've been doing this offseason. So.
Is there an area of improvement that you're kind of most focused on individually?
Not as much. I think I had a hip surgery 2 years ago, so I think really just getting my hips a lot more mobile so I can really guard guys like I used to. And then I think really just being a three-point shooter, just really tightening up my footwork and then shot mechanics. But yeah, by now, like I said, you have a pretty good feel for where my shots and where my spots are going to kind of come. So it's really just a matter of tightening up my footwork so everyone's pretty much the same. It's just a repeatable process. So.
Where do we think this video is getting posted?
This will probably go on. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to expand my social media, a little brand here. So it'll probably go like an Instagram Reel, TikTok, probably a YouTube Short. I got a YouTube channel coming soon. Yes, got it all.
Good to know.
Got it all.
What's the handle? You got to get it all out.
I'm 55 Watt on Instagram, 55 Watt on TikTok. I don't be on Twitter like that, so don't even worry about that. And then, I own the clothing company too, NoBad.shop. Go buy some hoodies if you want to. So,
Coach Munson, besides not being late, what are some of the points of emphasis here today?
Today we were talking a lot about how to attack switching on and off the ball. It's something that's not necessarily a part of our system, but it's something we're going to see a lot of when we get to Las Vegas. So just wanted to make sure we spent some time today talking about how we can attack that if we see it. So that was a big point of emphasis. And then mostly just from a like up and down standpoint, kind of ramp it down a little bit, make sure these guys are fresh heading into the game tomorrow.
Day one of practice compared to practice today, how far do you think this group has come?
Really far. Exactly how we wanted it to look. Day one, as most day ones of training camps are, pretty sloppy, a lot of mistakes to clean up, but that's good. So we had a lot of teaching points on film, and we were able to clean it up through playing 5-on-5 the last few days. And then today we kind of, again, took our time a little bit, walked through everything, make sure we were all, on point for tomorrow night.
Have you seen the chemistry grow in the last couple of days as well? Guys get to know each other a little bit more?
Yeah, of course. I think we talked about a couple days ago, PJ and Hunter, college roommates, Gabe and Walt played together. So we got some guys that have experience with each other. Obviously our returning guys have been playing a ton together. So it's been good to see them as a group kind of build that chemistry.
You talked earlier in the week about kind of the balance between wanting guys to have the ball more, have more sort of the opportunity, the usage, that kind of stuff, versus the stuff that they might do when they're on the floor with Nicola, that kind of stuff. What's the balance for you as a play caller regarding that? Is there like a number of reps you're trying to get a certain guy with the ball versus like seeing what he can do off the ball, spacing, cutting, that kind of stuff? Or like, I don't know if there's really a science to it at all. But
yeah, no, it's a good question. There's definitely probably not an exact number. And it really is probably going to be something I'm looking at more post game. Is, hey man, we just didn't get Hunter in enough catch and shoot actions. That was something we wanted to see. I didn't really call those enough. But hopefully in the game, I'm hoping I can have a feel for that as well. Especially if, hey, Hunter just made back-to-back threes. Let's make sure we run something for him. Same idea with Julie and Jalen. So definitely not an exact science, but definitely something myself and my coaching staff will try and keep an eye on as the game goes.
Did Julian participate today? I know he tweaked something yesterday.
Yeah, he went through everything. Wasn't anything, again, not a lot of running, not a lot of high-speed stuff.
Sure.
I know it's a little sore for him, but I don't think it's anything serious at all, and he seems to be doing all right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Michael was saying yesterday he's been more involved with this similar to the other teams in the past. Have you seen that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's always helpful, and yesterday in the scrimmage, jumping in, drawing plays, teaching guys on the side, and it's invaluable. I mean, yeah, the guys, I'm teaching, my coaches are teaching, and that's great, but to have Michael Malone, longtime NBA championship head coach teaching these guys, it's just invaluable, and those guys really lock in when he's in the huddle and he's making a teaching point. So definitely notice it and welcome it more than anything.
just as personalities, have you noticed similarities between Parker and his brother, or are they pretty different?
I would say there's definitely a few things that you can notice, like, hey, yeah, that's CB, that's very similar, but I think overall they're different people. It's, different players and different people. So, but it's been really fun getting to know Parker, another member of the Braun family, and excited for this week with him in Vegas.
From a coaching perspective, is this about winning Summer League? Do you have a goals or priorities or anything?
I mean, from a coaching standpoint, it's always about winning. You know, every time you step on the court, you want to win, and that's, you know, Summer League it's definitely, I would say, first and foremost from an organizational standpoint about player development. We want to see those guys get better, but I think winning's part of that. You know, yes, there's all these individual skills you want to work on, but you know, I think winning and winning habits are a skill. So anytime you can go out on the basketball court, play 5-on-5 in an NBA setting and win, that's a positive for development. So.
Have you learned anything about Michael Malone the past couple days that you didn't know, kind of what he goes through or who he is or what that role is like that you can share?
That is an excellent question because I just talked to him about it yesterday. I have not that I didn't respect him before, but I have a whole new perspective on his job and a lot of things that I probably had never really thought of before that affects how he does his job and how it's affected me the last 3 days. So it's been a very humbling experience personally, and definitely understand where he's coming from a lot more on some of these situations.
What are some of those details that you are willing to share?
I mean, one, these last few days, like constructing a practice, you know, it's one thing to just, hey, roll the ball out and play 5-on-5, which we did a lot of and we wanted to, but to really make a practice flow well when you're going from drill to drill to keep the energy up, but also make sure you're getting teaching points in. It's really difficult, and there's a lot more that goes into it than you really think. It's not just drawing up the drill on paper. So that would be one, and honestly, as a head coach, especially these days, I think more so for him than me, but you've got a lot more than just basketball to worry about. You want to make sure your schedule makes sense. Is our travel as efficient as it could be? Just all those things that you don't see on the court and you never think of, but those things are all on his plate, and it's, man, yeah, whole new respect for Coach Malone. Again, had a lot for him to begin with, but a whole new perspective this week. Cool.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.